Why 90s babies have the sweet spot of human history. Imagine growing up in a world where you knew the absolute thrill of running outside until the streetlights came on, but you also witnessed the birth of modern internet from a glowing dial-up desktop computer. Today, I'm here to persuade you that people born in the 1990s, popularly known as 90s babies, possess a superior, uniquely balanced perspective on life compared to any generation before or after them. As a proud 90s baby myself, I have lived through this exact cultural pivot point, and I've analyzed the generational shifts to understand exactly why we are so adaptable. Whether you're a 90s baby looking to reclaim your crown, or from another decade wondering why we're so fiercely protective of our childhood. Understanding this era reveals the perfect blueprint for human connection. Today, we look at the identity crisis facing newer generations, how the 90s upbringing perfectly solved the balance between analog and digital life, and address the critics who call us nostalgic. Lastly, we're going to look at how we can carry this balance going forward. According to I Disorder by L. Rosen, modern society is suffering from a massive crisis digital burnout and a complete loss of the traditional analog human experience. Data shows that generations raised entirely on smartphones, such as Gen Z and Gen Alpha, have a higher rate of screen addiction and social withdrawal. However, older generations frequently struggle to adapt to the rapid technological changes in the workplace and in the environment and economy. According to iGen by J. Twenge, technology evolved way too quickly, swallowing childhoods and replacing physical playgrounds with TikTok dances. Look familiar? This widening gap between those who remember life before the internet and those who cannot imagine it. That's exactly why teenagers and people born after 2010 act like the world is over as soon as the Wi-Fi cuts off. This fast-paced advancement leaves people feeling disconnected, exhausted, and nostalgic for a simpler time when communities felt closer and media wasn't so hyper-engineered. The ultimate remedy to this cultural disconnect is to embrace, study, and emulate the unique lifestyle and adaptive mindset of the 90s baby. 90s babies are digital immigrants who experienced an analog childhood, so remember riding bicycles, blockbusters, VHS tapes, homemade movies, boomboxes, cassette players, and a digital adulthood. We all have smartphones now. We all participate in social media, and we do work from home jobs. This dual citizenship of the time gives 90 babies an unmatched psychological resilience. They are tech savvy enough to build modern webs, but grounded enough to log out and enjoy real life without a screen. Critics argue that every generation thinks their childhood was the very best simply because of basic childhood nostalgia. While nostalgia is universal, the 1990s represented the final decade of human history untouched by the algorithm's attention economy, meaning everything wasn't so mass-produced in your face saying, click me, buy me, you're not cool if you don't do this. You had to go outside and experience life. It wasn't, you couldn't compare yourself to the next person just by opening your phone screen. Therefore, the superiority of the 90s babies isn't an opinion. It's a measurable social fact that we were the last generation to possess a fully formed pre-smartphone brain. Now, if we let the 90s babies mindset fade, we have two options. We risk slipping into a completely synthetic future. Physical media will vanish, human interaction will become entirely transactional through apps, and we will completely forget what it felt like to simply sit alone with our thoughts without a notification buzzing in our pocket telling us we're missing yet another moment comparable in life. Or we have option B. You could picture a society guided by balanced perspectives of 90s babies. We could see workplaces that use effective digital tools but fiercely protect weekends and mental health. We could see a culture that values deep, uninterrupted face-to-face conversations over quick text messages, because we remember when calling a friend's house took real courage, especially after 9. So now we've explored all the digital disconnects of the modern world, proven how unique The analog digital childhood of the 90s baby creates a perfect human balance and debunks the idea that this is just empty nostalgia. So I challenge everyone here, no matter what decade you were born, to live like a 90s baby for the weekend. Put your phone in the drawer for just 5 hours. Go outside without checking a map. Buy a physical piece of media. Apple Music doesn't count. And connect with someone directly, face to face. We might not be able to bring back the neon windbreakers, dial-up internet, or Saturday morning cartoons, but we can absolutely keep the spirit of the 90s alive. To be a 90s babies is to hold the key to two completely different worlds, and it's our job to make the best of it and to make sure the old world is never forgotten.